We have entered into the hardest day of the week to do chores. The good news is, it is 30 degrees, so it's much warmer. That makes it nice. When we go to church and say, I'm going to serve, I'm going to give, I'm going to look for somebody that I can pray for. Okay, so that plan did not work. I thought the kids could bring in Fiona, but of course not. We're in the car. Did we survive? Is everyone here? Do we have everyone? Oh.
Well, I was backing the pickup up to the water tank, and this is what happened.
About his backpack here.
Oh, I made it!
What do you think their odds are of this actually working? It's church day.
Right now, I guess I'd say I'm about half dressed for church and half dressed to go do chores. I put a nicer shirt on, but I'll put my coat and stuff over it so I don't get dirty. But put on a pair of work pants. Got to go to church today. We pastor a church. My wife's the worship leader, and we're 30 miles away from that, but we still have to go get all our chores done. And still a little bit dark out, but not too bad. We're ahead of what we normally do, I guess, on a normal day. So we'll go and get the chores done and go do church.
And I believe that this is the day that the forces of hell hate, because believers all over the world, yesterday and today, get together and worship God, worship in spirit and in truth, and they hate it. And they will do everything they can to put in a spirit of fear, and we've been called to have a spirit of power, love, and sound mind. They will do everything they can to convince you that you're too busy to go to church. I mean, you have a farm after all. You have all these animals. How can you possibly have time to go to church? We're surrounded by that every Sunday. Big ranchers, they gotta feed on Sunday. There's no possible way to do it after church. And I'm milking 6 goats. I have a lot of excuses. I can also say that this is the day that all hell will break loose. If you've decided to go to church, or are going to decide to go to church, or you've made it a commitment, or to start going, or already have been going, whatever the case may be, you will find that everything will fall apart on Sunday morning. Relationships will be tense and tight. There will be strife and division. Things will go wrong. Everything will be much harder, and that is just the way it is. I think it's a serious battle that we just have to battle. And when we realize what's happening, we can direct our righteous anger in the right direction and overcome that. We are called to assemble together and not forsake that, to not stop gathering together. It is so important for believers to get together in person. I know there are some circumstances where that just can't happen. I get that. But for the majority of people, it's possible to go to church, and it's important to go to church. And I get it. We've all been hurt. We've all had those times in church when the church has let us down, but we have to realize that the church is people, and people are hurting. Every person has their hurts. Every person has their things that hold them back. Every person has their insecurities, and to think that we're expecting other people to be perfect and to do exactly everything exactly like Jesus, all perfect all the time, is unrealistic. Because the reality is that I know I will make a mistake and have made mistakes, so many mistakes. I just really think we need to guard ourselves, guard our hearts, in putting all this pressure on fallible people to make church everything we ever hoped and dreamed possible. Because the reality is, we need to go to church because of Jesus. We need to go to church because we have a desire to serve Him and to obey His word. I said the other day about offering a sacrifice that does not cost. And maybe this is something that we need to put aside our own hurts, our own fears, our own frustrations about church, and obey. And realize that when we go to church, we're not going for other people. We're not going because of other people. We're going because we love Jesus. We're going because he told us to go, and we're going to serve. And when we turn that around, that we're not going to church to take, when we go to church and say, I'm going to serve, I'm going to give, I'm going to look for somebody that I can pray for, I'm going to look for somebody that I can encourage, I'm going to look for somebody that is in need of seeing Jesus this morning. And when we go with that attitude, that's when Jesus shines through, and that's when the power of God works.
It's so warm, I've already abandoned my coat. Oh man, some of the comments have been so funny in my previous videos about the weather. Like some of you are like, oh, we're in Tennessee and Alabama and South Carolina, Texas, and we're in the 70s. And then somebody said, but we're getting our first cold night of like 27 or something in Texas. And I was thinking, yeah, we'd be outside without our coats on. But it's true. Like Bill said, when it is 60 degrees difference from yesterday to today, your body is like, hallelujah. And you just take off your coat.
Olivia.
My milk drinker here. No, you don't get any milk. But this milk today is all taken care of as far as going to somebody's home. I take a gallon of it to church for somebody to pick up, and then I put some in the fridge and then they pick it up. So that kind of makes it easy. I just get it in the jars, we get it in, get it where it needs to go, and don't have to worry about it.
It's the final countdown. 2 more goats, Delight and Fiona, and I'm done. Get inside. And then what? I gotta get changed. Gotta brush Adas's hair. That's always a big challenge. Make sure the kids are presentable. Get in the car. I go to Grass Range, and hopefully the roads aren't icy. I bet they're not, probably. But we'll still be wise and drive like we should on the roads that are presented to us. So just to kind of share what this is like, what it can look like, these attacks from the enemy. So Bill does have chronic pain from all his years of bullfighting and just hard labor. And last night he went to bed and was feeling pretty good, and then it suddenly went downhill, and he said he hardly slept. He just sent me a message that said, I hardly slept last night. I was in such pain and I'm just under such physical attack. Right now, and when I woke up this morning, I had a hard time continuing to study for my sermon. I'm irritable, and I'm trying to fight this and battle through. And that's hard. And we need to be praying for our pastors and praying for everyone in our church too, because it's not just the pastors that are attacked. We need to just battle and help each other, like in the story of Moses, when they were battling and he was holding up the staff over his head, and every time the staff was above his head, the Israelites were winning. But the moment that his arms got tired and that they started to droop, they were losing the battle. So Joshua and Hur, maybe, was that his name? 2 men, Joshua and another guy, then went up the hill and held up Moses' arms so that his staff was always above his head, and then they won the battle. We've got to all support each other in this and help each other hold up our arms in battle so we can overcome these things, these attacks that come against us. Hey guys, can you get Fiona in here? Kind of a joint effort to get her in so I can just go to the next goat. Thank you. Okay, so that plan did not work. I thought the kids could bring in Fiona, but of course not. Are you being stubborn? Don't be stubborn. Come on. What was so hard with that? Oh yeah, okay, never mind. What are you doing? What in the world? I'm telling ya. Goofy goats. Now she'll go in. There you go. Good girl.
Yeah, watering the goats at here. That's Farm Hack 101, maybe 102 or 3. Had to go break a board last night in the dark, so we had to hurry up and do a quick fix here in order to keep them separated. So anyway, that's the water tank, but we'll get on the water even though it is Sunday. Think of this temperature.
Oh, isn't it like so warm and nice?
Yeah, as I was about to haul water to the goats, I was thinking it's about 60 degrees warmer than it was yesterday morning. Help get all the small animal chores up by the house done. Now I'm headed down to feed the horses. The cows up on the bench. I'll have to wait till after church to go up and feed and water those. I've been trying to feed the cows in the afternoon anyway. There's a theory, and I do believe it helps, that if you feed in the afternoon, they're more likely to calve during the daytime. And so I want to feed them in the afternoon anyway. Good morning, Fancy Pants. Duke, Cosmo, Beauty. We have my friends outside horse she's riding. We got a Coriani pair and a calf that we're feeding to butcher someday. There's Zeus, Mouse. There's Old Toothpick. And here is Matchstick. Toothpick and Matchstick are part of my team. Here's Emmett. He's one we've raised. He's yearling. Hi, Emmett. And these are 2 horses we board for 2 different people. Just an extra little income.
We're in the car. Did we survive? Is everyone here? Do we have everyone? Are you here?
No.
So we're on our way. We have everything loaded up. I think maybe we didn't forget anything. Hopefully we did. It's too late now, so off to church. So we're at church now, and this is where the Fast and Furious happens. I got to get the music picked out, all of that set up. So it's on the screen. Bill gets going on making lunch, because every Sunday we fellowship together, not only in singing and worship and sharing our testimonies, but we also eat together after church. And so it just continues the fellowship, which is wonderful. And so we all kind of go about our different things that we do. The kids help with getting communion together, and we just gotta focus and get going. Much better.
At the moment, I am thawing out chicken breast. I'm going to make this fine cuisine chicken tortilla soup for lunch. What are you doing?
Getting communion ready.
All right, good job. A couple of times in the house, and actually the devotional I was reading brought some of these same verses in. But as we were singing them last 2 songs, I just I was thinking about how, we're forgiven. Why without a war? I think that's that, and I think about that. It's so. Well, I was backing the pickup up to the water tank, and this is what happened. Got a little too close. Fortunately, I have this one too, so we'll make it work.
It's about time I get these eggs out of here. I just haven't had time to stop and take them out and get them put away. Oh, so I gotta get these out, get them ground up, and then put them in jars, and then get more eggs in here because we are overloaded with eggs. Well, this is what it looks like right out. Very flaky, and some did spill over the edge. So I just kind of put the chunks, big chunks, little chunks, all the chunks inside, and spin it up. So for reference, okay, so remember we put in 100 eggs in this batch. And so approximately one of the trays goes into one of these jars. And there's a little bit left, the stuff that's spilled over on the side, underneath the mat. That isn't in here. It might fit. But that kind of gives you an idea of how much it fills and how much it fits. These guys have a pretty good contraption here for Dash. They're trying to get Dash to pull the sled here. Oh. What do you think their odds are of this actually working? About his backpack here.
Oh, I made it. I made it for his carry stuff because
you took it off. So show him the pockets.
I made pockets. How I got this idea because I have a safe survivor kit. I think that was where, but I seen a picture on the book that has showed a dog that talked about people sending out good drugs, if people were lost and like that. I don't remember which book, but
and so they put it on the dogs in the little bags on the side, and then send the dogs out. That's cool. Good boy, Dash.
Dash, you're no longer a cow dog, you're a sled dog.